What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Wednesday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt. And yesterday was a disaster for numerous reasons. The picks were awful, but I got hurt first thing in the morning. So I have a split-level house. And, well, I was walking around with socks on, and I was going downstairs, and, well, my house, we just had cleaned the stairs. And so I went vertical, and I fell down about 8 flights or eight steps. And in the process of trying to break my fall, I hurt my pec pretty good. So not a serious tear, not something that needs to be surgically repaired or anything, but a pretty significant and pretty painful injury. So that whole day stunk. Like, we just forget about tomorrow. On top of it, because I forgot to post it. Sorry, hold on. You're getting a blank screen on as to what we did yesterday, and probably keep it with blank because it was 0-3, down 4 units. The Pirates. This was an incredible day because the Pirates faced Sandy Alcantara, who went 6 innings, no earned runs. Like the best start all year for Sandy Alcantara. The Red Sox and the Rays, Red Sox had so many chances to score more runs than they did. It was 2-1 after 5. I'm done with that bet for a little bit. And then the Giants won the game. They scored 4 runs in the 9th inning. They came all the way back. Won the game. Didn't cover on the run line. 0-3, down 4 units. So that's a pretty nice little hole that I put us in for the week. So now it's time to climb out, right? Got to find our way out of it. I normally bounce back pretty well, so let's see if I'm able to bounce back and get ourselves some W's here, because that was not what we were looking for out of the Tuesday Daily Juice with an 0-3 record, down 4 units. But right back on the horse we go here for today. Before we get into the picks for today in Game 3 of the NBA Finals, let's remind you about the Paul Pierce jersey, which is currently available. If you guys want to enter to win to it, it's pretty easy. It's free. PristineAuction.com. They're giving you this chance. BettingPros YouTube channel, you must be a subscriber. That's number 1. Number 2, you must make a comment on this very video, and that is how you will be entered. Turn on the notifications so you know when we drop a new video and when we announce the winner coming up in the first week of July for the Paul Pierce signed jersey from our friends at Pristine Auction. Also, we are back tonight with the NBA Player Prop Contest that is still going on. The finals prize is a signed Giannis jersey. You're making picks to compete for prizes every round, including the finals right now, and a grand prize of an Allen Iverson signed jersey for those of you who've been doing it throughout the entire playoffs. This is all free. Play on the BettingPros app or by going to bettingpros.com/playoffs. That's bettingpros.com/playoffs. Okay, Game 3, NBA Finals. We've done very well with the NBA. Here is how I'm going to play this. It's very similar. It's very similar about what's going to happen in Game 1, or what we bet in Game 1, okay? I don't know what to do with the game. So let me give you some stats here. And Evan Abrams from the Action Network put together an unbelievable article that he put out yesterday about where the Thunder are. The Thunder are 0-7 against the spread in the playoffs on the road. They're the first team to lose 6 consecutive playoff road games against the number since the 2008 Celtics, who also started 0-6 ATS. This is 0-7 ATS, but they started 0-6. And then turned around and went 5-1 on the road to the title. Now, we know the Thunder can't do that. They can't go 5-0. They won't have 5 more road games this season. But the Thunder's 0-7 mark on the road through the conference finals. In the last 20 years, we haven't seen an 0-7 against the spread road streak for any team at any point in the postseason, regardless of game or series. Like, this is historic stuff. In the span, we've seen 2 Game 3 road favorites in the finals with a series tied 1-1. The 23 Nuggets were favored by 3.5 on the road against the Heat. They won by 15. And the 2015 Warriors were favored by 2 against the Cavaliers, and they lost by 5. Overall, the Thunder are the first team to have no road playoff against the spread winning games entering the NBA Finals since the merger of 1976 and 1977. I see that and I go, okay, bet the Pacers. But in the regular season, Oklahoma City was 25-13-2 on the road in the playoffs. That's the best mark for any team during the regular season. And then the playoffs and everything fell apart. So, I don't know. The best for any team during the regular season. Number 1 road record, ATS-wise, in the NBA. And now they can't cover a road game to save their life. So I'm not doing anything with the game or the total. I'm betting first quarter. Just like game 1, I'm betting first quarter, game 1 here in Indiana. I expect an insane atmosphere. Pacers going crazy. They're catching 1.5 points. I get 1.5 points for the Pacers. They can be tied at the after one quarter, and we're good. We recover. I expect the Pacers crowd to be electric. I expect the whole environment all day long. I think from the jump, take the zigzag theory, whatever you want to jump into here. Pacers plus 1.5 in the first quarter. It's the only bet I'm making, side or total, just like game 1. Only bet I'm making, this time taking the home team. It's the Pacers. Game 1, home team was the Thunder. Coming in, taking the Pacers here just because I expect a very excited crowd, loud atmosphere, and a better performance in the first quarter for the Pacers here. First quarter, plus 1.5 for 1.1 units. 2 NBA player props. The prop bet cheat sheet, once again, liked Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin, we bet it in game 1. He hit. We didn't bet it in game 2. He was bad. He had five points and assists in game number 2. In game 1, he had 19. The number was 10.5. The projection is for 13 for Obi Toppin. This is a 5-star play. It's a 25% expected value with a cover probability of 68% for Obi Toppin to go over 10.5 points and assists tonight. The game 2 performance snapped a streak of 3 straight games against the Knicks and 2 against the Pacers, or 2 against the Thunder, where he wound up going over 1 against 2 against Knicks, 1 against the Thunder, going over his points and assists. 8.5, 8.5, 9.5, all over. Books went to 11.5, and he had 5, 3 points, 2 assists. In game 1, he had 17 points and 2 assists. I think Obi Toppin gets it home. He plays better. He has a better mark, and we'll go with Obi Toppin points and assists. I don't mind points and rebounds, but it's 13.5 for points and rebounds. Essentially, we're betting points for Obi Toppin. He'll have 1 assist or 2 assists in the game. You're essentially betting points and rebounds. Very similar marks, very similar performances. He had 3 in a row at 12.5, 10.5, and 10.5. The line, 15, 24, and 22 in those 3 games where points and assists went over. And then he had 8 in game number 2. He had 3 points and 5 rebounds. So I don't mind it if you want to go ahead and jump in on that. It's just a different probability. It's a 66% coverability. The projection basically is 2 over, so it's the same 13.5 projected to 16 and a 23% expected value, but both plays are 5-star plays. So you can kind of take your pick with this. I'm going to do points and assists because it's a lower number and it's 10.5, and I think there's a decent shot that he's going to wind up scoring 10 points, 11 points. Okay, he had 11, 18, and 17. So you get the assist mark just because he had a couple. He had 2 in game 2. He had 2 in game 2, or game 1 rather. So if he comes up with 10 points and 2 assists, we cover. Okay, and that's not a crazy line. In fact, it's less than the projection, which is 13. So 10 points and 3 assists, and we get there. Obi Toppin over 10.5 points and assists here today at minus 118. Second prop bet. Lou Dort has been quiet. Quiet in game 2. 4 points and assists for him. In game 1, 16. Now, he's been kind of up and down with this. And against the Timberwolves, he wound up in the last game, game 6, he wound up with 12 points, 4 assists. 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. So he had 13, over 8.5 for him. In game 1 of the series, the loss, it was 10.5 the number. He had 15 points, and 1 assist. But game 2, totally different story. 3 points, 1 assist. He went 1 for 3 from behind the 3-point line. They didn't need him. They won 123-107. But I think as we go back on the road here, I think they're going to need Lou Dort to score more and need Lou Dort to hit open shots when he gets them. In game 1, he went 5 for 9 from behind the 3-point line. In game 2, he went 1 for 3. I expect him to take a bunch more shots here, and the number's 8.5. The projection from the prop bet cheat sheet is 14 points and assists, 79% cover probability, a 39% expected value play. That's up to 40%. That's the highest, so nearly the highest, and a 5-star play here for Lou Dort. I like this. Lou Dort over 8.5 at -130. FanDuel's got this. They're the lowest in the market at the moment. Heaviest juice. I don't really care. I want to win here. I want to get this. I want to get this W. Lou Dort over 8.5 points and assists tonight at -130. Okay, so our plays for today. Ooh, let me pull that up real fast. That's our other one. The plays for today on a Wednesday, not on a Tuesday. Obi Toppin over 10.5 points and assists at -118. Lou Dort over 8.5 points and assists at -130. And the Pacers in the first quarter at +1.5. Like I mentioned, I'm not going to bet the Red Sox today. I'll do it personally, but not officially, just because it's Walker Buehler. It should go over 4.5 runs in the first, but it's 9.5 juice to the under. The weather's been really bad in Boston, and I think that's contributed to the lack of offense for the Rays. It's been cold and raw. It's been bad baseball weather. It hasn't been fun to hit a baseball going 100 miles an hour. So I'm going to stay away from that because I do think the weather's factoring in here a bit with the Red Sox and the Rays. So I'm going to stay away from that. But the Giants came back and scored 4 runs in the 9th inning. They won 6-5. They should have covered on the run line. I mean, they should have been doing that the whole game. The Rockies can't pitch like we know. It's Freeland Day on top of that. Rockies are not a good baseball team. Okay, Giants have won 6 games in a row now. Let's go with the Giants again. If we miss this on the run line, I won't bet it again on Thursday. I'll stay away from baseball for the rest of the week, because clearly baseball's not been good, and we have hockey tomorrow and other stuff to bet. So I'm not going to jump in on that. But let's take the Giants on the run line against the Rockies at -135 for 1.35 units. So those are our plays for a Wednesday. Hopefully a bounce back spot for us after a rough day. We haven't had an 0-3 down 4 units in a while. But as I said last night, we tempted the gods by bragging about the play of the day. I knew that was possible, that we were going to have to miss, just because when you do that, the gambling gods do not appreciate any type of braggadocious behavior. When you do that, you get hit. So it was coming. I said, look, we might lose 3 in a row for plays of the day. 8-2 now in the month of June, 10-2 or 11-2 now over our last 13 plays. Is that right? No, it was 8, 11, 12. Yeah, 10-2 over the last 12 plays for the play of the day. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all my socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.